The Overwatch Oasis. This is Tier 2 for Season 4, and we will be watching basically throwing go off against NA ult management. I am Uravity, and I'm joined by the lovely Timepiece.
Hi! I'm excited to see teams play, honestly. I haven't seen many NA ult management or with the rebranded Tantalizer's Sour, which is now basically throwing. I'm excited to see if it's just a rebrand or if they, have a completely new setup going on.
Might be trying to show that they're not the same old Tantalizers anymore.
And I heard nothing but good things about NA ult management. So hopefully they come through.
Well, right off the bat, we'll be seeing from NA ult management a Rhine Diva incline with McCree or Junkrat Torbjorn and Moira Lucio. And then on the side of basically throwing, we have a Sigma Hog, which is interesting, a Doomfist Mei, and a Moira Bap.
5, 4, 3, 2.
I think Hog Sigma's always interesting, but that Doomfist that they have could be a huge advantage for them. And instantly you see this fight going on. They're trying to meet in the middle, but
NA ult management had the Lucio. They were able to claim space on this objective a little bit faster. However, Gamer's Blood on the Doomfist able to claim this high ground. Right now, NA ult management trying to keep track of their location, and here comes Gamer's Blood. They drop down, they find the Torb, but Torb's able to get away. Gamer's Blood knocks him into a hole, but they're topped off still. Resources getting low here for NA ult management, but they're getting the picks. Leeratty was able to find a pick here, and a lot of members of basically throwing are really weak right now. NA ult management able to get progress on the point going. Kappa really far forward here, but able to back up to their team, and Leeratty able to find the pick on the Bub on Mei. Oh, really nice hook there from Clantag. But Filthy's able to get out with their mecha intact.
You're kind of at a standstill right now. Oh,
Gamer's Blood, that's a really good pick. Leeratty was doing a lot of work for this team, but legit, the turret finds Clantag. Gamer's Blood diving in, but getting right back out. Molten Core being invested here, but a lot of it got eaten by the Sigma. Toko eats most of the lava that's supposed to go out and uses Gravitic Flux here. Beat's gonna be invested here to keep the team safe. It looks like they're forcing, basically throwing off of this objective here.
I mean, it looks like that's what they've been doing, right?
Bomb being thrown in here. Sigma's gonna have a hard time blocking this, but they're gonna be able to. It's a really weird angle. Gamer's Blood finds the turret. Gonna try and get a kill into the Torban. Finds it. Now Diva's gonna try and dive Gamer's Blood out of this position, but they go up to high ground, and now Bub is just unleashing their gun onto everybody from this distance. Another nice hook from Clantag.
Great turnaround. Nice.
It's a very prolonged fight.
Nice... I honestly didn't think that that they were even gonna be able to. Yeah, basically throwing was even gonna be able to capture this point, but they turned it around nicely.
They're doing a really good job of making NA use their resources and then sending Gamer's Blood in when they least expect it.
Yeah, Gamer's Blood is a huge
window getting used
advantage.
Here. Rocket's tossed in, but I don't think it finds anything. However, Mooncat needs to be careful here. They're in a direct line of sight of this window. They do manage to get out, and Leeratty using a concussion mine to just skip it all together. And Legit finds a pick on the Bub. That's a lot of damage gone now. But Clantag finds Leeratty answering back. Gamer's Blood getting a pick on the Lucio.
Ouch.
Now they're all knocked down by the Shatter from Kappa. Molten Core getting used this time, not going to be swooped up by the Sigma this time around. And now all that's really left on point to fight it is Clantag on this Roadhog. Mooncat has to leave.
Stall for percentage.
Or sorry, not Mooncat, Lady of Siren. I'll get better with the names as the series goes on, I promise.
And you just see a back and forth with these two teams, and the DPS on both of these teams are just killing it. It's beautiful. There goes that turret. And here you see the team
Ball
fight
being
finally
tossed in here
starting.
just to touch point. However, bomb being tossed in with this Gamer's Blood finds a huge meteor strike off of the gravitic flux from Toku.
Gosh, that's beautiful. Immediately, once you saw that gravitic flux go up in the air, you had most of their team, and that was a beautiful combo from Gamer's Blood with his ult.
Clantac trying to find an early pick here on the Lirati, but not going to find it. Which is crucial because you're entering that one fight territory. You're almost on that 75% marker here. And Bub able to take out Legit Hammer's turret, and now Clantag's going to invest whole hog here, going to try and keep them off the objective. Basically throwing, trying to get in here and get really aggressive. Riptire being used, it finds Clantag. Clantag's been doing a lot of work for this team. Shadow gets used, nothing to block it, Toku falls. And now Siren goes, that's the majority of your healing gone. Bub able to find a pick on the Legits, and Fertilizer on Lucio. Clantag comes back on ball. There's just so many members of NA ult management here. You're going to need an insane hero play from Gamer's Blood to really pull this one back. Well, the respawns are coming through. Siren's here using Coalescence aggressively. Able to top Clantag back off. But now the members of NA are back. Molten Core being used to cut off their main entrance to this objective here. And Sigma may be able to float, but not over that lava, and they're going to keep him pushed off the point.
I mean, you saw great plays from both of these teams, but at the end of that, it looks like NA ult management really came through with what their name says, ult management.
Even though their name is supposed to indicate that they have bad ult management.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, their ability to come in and kind of use the ults in the order they needed them, just kind of staggered them out a little bit, really helped them.
Gosh.
So Gamer's Blood on the Echo, and Bub swapping over to Mei late in, and Clantag won't be starting on the Roadhog this time around, starting on Zarya with Sigma. Now that one was actually, when Sigma first came out, Orisa Sigma was really powerful, but so was Sigma Zarya. It just wasn't talked about as much. I'm interested to see if this works for them, given the current state of Sigma.
Right.
The Kappa's over here on the right side of the objective, just kind of trying to claim space for the team. But it looks like basically throwing, really just trying to pincer attack this team. Toku on the left side all by themselves. It looks like NA ult management might be finally identifying that. And now they're going to start rotating in. They basically throwing had to back up and help Toku shoot out. That gave NA ult management some room to work with here. Rapid Duck though, finding a pick on the Legits, and Kappa's going to try and get aggressive here and just try to get a quick pick to hopefully secure them this fight.
And they're not noticing.
Clantag able to de-mech Filthy on top of this little building here. Flux used immediately, and does find the Lucio. Tokushu putting in the work here.
Finally, the point is gonna get claimed.
Yeah. This is one of those objectives where you can, like, City Center Oasis, you can go a good, like, 2 minutes without anybody capturing that thing, depending on how long you want to stall that first fight. And a great stagger pick on the Lirati. Kind of hard to call it a stagger pick, and it was almost just like an early take for this next fight. It's going to force NA ult management to kind of lay back and wait on their Sombra to come back. Gamer's Blood's just having a good time floating. Chucking projectiles in.
There goes that shield. It's kind of like they're hesitating on the side of NA ult management.
They were waiting on their Sombra to come back, and now this grab comes through. Beat to counter it, but Coalescence is doing so much work right now. Able to get the shatter off, only finding Tokushu, and the charge actually goes past Toku. Clantag able to get the pick of the Kappa, and now Gamer's Blood finds the Lucio, and now you see basically throwing, getting really aggro here. They're taking it all the way to the spawn door. They want as many picks as they can get. And they know there's still a Sombra lurking around here somewhere. But the Sombra's just hanging out over on the left next to traffic, having a good time. Rotating around though, trying to go for a flank. If they find Rapid Duck, who's kind of hanging out back here alone, that's going to be big for them. But right now, Rapid Duck is in a position where they can't see them.
There it
Bomb being
goes.
thrown in here.
Hopefully
Toku
that
should be able to
EMP.
block it for themselves at the very least. EMP doesn't come in time. That could have been a quick kill onto Toku, but unfortunately it turns into Toku killing Lee Reddy. They do get the kill onto Toku, but the damage was done already. It's like NA ult management was just really split up there for that engagement. Unfortunately, basically throwing was able to really execute on that.
And you're seeing a great balance from Lady of Siren between DPSing and supporting, which is what Moira is supposed to be.
Another grab tossed in here to try and keep them from touching. Gravitic Flux gets used. Poor Kappa alone in all of these ults. Lee Ratty trying to hide in this middle building, but Toku's going to chase him down. High Noon gets lifted up by the smoke wall. It only finds Tokushu though. That could have been very bad for Bub had that Deadeye gotten any more than Toku.
Yeah, but fortunately there's Zarya on the side of basically throwing. Had bubbled most of everyone who was in the line of sight. Other than Tokushu. Sorry.
Toku has a shield and then eats. He
doesn't need it. Oh, and Gamer's Blood swaps to Genji. I like that.
Gamer's Blood Genji's scary.
I mean, Gamer's Blood has proven himself in this map here. Anything Gamer's Blood is scary at this point.
Hammer is on the Mei though, so Gamer's Blood will have to watch out for that at the very least.
Along with the
really good rock, able to hit Lee Ratty from the other side of the map. NA ult management again though, able to get the point first, and this wall's gonna unfortunately catch Clan Tag out. Gamer's Blood's in the back line here, but alone. Oh, that orb's gonna find them. It chased them up to the high ground. Now D.Va has control of this high ground. If you're basically throwing, you're down 2 members of your team right now, and NA ult management are trying to capitalize on it, but basically throwing doing a great job of applying enough pressure to keep this team off of them just a little bit. They don't want to give up all this space yet. And now Gamer's Blood is back, and so is Clan Tag.
Here we go, the game is...
Clan Tag's trying to get aggressive here. That Mei wall's going to try and open things up. And now another great Mei wall, only able to find Genji and Lucio. Those two can get away from it. Reaper's trying to get this flank here, but it comes back. The hammer down is lost! That is a great stun!
Huge blizzard as well. There we go.
You finally get that, like, you counter their aggression, and once the hammer down was lost, the Earth Shatter got stunned out by the rock. They tossed Blizzard in to counter strike, and that worked perfectly for them.
And then on the side of NA ult management, you have the bomb coming in,
wall,
Blizzard coming in.
Clan Tag again, that's going to be an early pick. Legits is doing a great job of identifying when they overstep. This is a really good flux. It finds 3 members of NA ult management. Toku managing to kill Kappa with it too. Siren able to pick off Lee Ratty on Reaper, but Toku gets frozen here. It looks like, the Coalescence being used here to try and make this possible again. Really, really good Blizzard. Gonna get Lady of Siren out of Coalescence. Bub's gonna use Cryostasis to stay alive. Another wall gets used here. Not gonna let basically throwing get out so easily, but Beat's gonna keep them alive for it. Are they gonna be able to hide from this bomb? They do. Now, though, you have Gamer's Blood alone in this room on the right side of the point. Kappa able to get a fire strike off on them to finish them off. NA ult management are swarming this point, basically throwing have been able to do nothing but back off, and now another great wall from Legits here. NA ult management are finally going to flip this point back.
And you're seeing, basically throwing just... Wait a minute. Basically throwing? Yeah, basically throwing just a hair off on that call out for Clan to push in by himself, and then Toku just a little bit behind on that earlier team fight. Oh no!
Dog gets eaten! Great play from Filthy Reindeer to predict when that was going to come out. That was the play they were looking for, and a great shatter coming through here from Kappa. Not going to be executed on though because of a good wall from Bub. Now a counter Blizzard going in. Is it going to be big enough again? It gets eaten too! Oh no, Filthy is hungry!
Great Blossom to get both of those supports. Now they're in trouble.
Lee Ratty, though, was able to get a double blossom here. Now Clan Tag's in trouble, but they're able to get the pick on the legits. Clan Tag with like 2 HP to dream here. Is Gamer's Blood. Oh, they pick up the Diva here. Get the D-Mech. All of a sudden, things are swinging back in favor of basically throwing.
Gamer's Blood coming in with that blade. And just in time, too. And then we have the Orisa swap from Zarya to Orisa on the side of basically throwing.
You're basically just hoping to run the traditional double shield with the tank line here. You have the Lucio to help move Orisa and Sigma away from the enemy team if you need to. You're gonna have to when they're playing this style of brawl. This Blizzard's gonna go off here, and Toku immediately deleted from this fight. Clan Tag's trying to get out. They've already used Fortify. Or they used the cryostasis to hide, but unfortunately in the time they had to spend off the point, their team has been removed from this fight. Blizzard's gonna find 2, but there's nobody there to follow up on it. The damage isn't gonna be there. The kills aren't gonna happen. And NA Ult Management just a few seconds away from winning, and they do. Map 1 going to NA Ult Management.
Now NA Ult Management did a great job in holding that point, especially against the freeze with the coalescence from, was it
Lady of Siren?
Lady of Siren. Lady of Siren. Lady of Siren did a great job with the coalescence there to anti it, and this is such a nice play of the game.
If you're Gamer's Blood, you're angry.
He has no reason to be angry.
Gamer's Blood did a lot that map. Toku doing a fantastic job on the Sigma, though. They're running very, like, weird comps to put Sigma in, where Sigma can feel kind of alone, and they're doing fantastic with them.
I think the only issue there is I feel like it's just the communication there. I feel like it's just a little off, but they're doing such a great job in countering what NA Ult Management is throwing at them with the swaps that they're constantly throwing out and everything. But I feel like that tank communication there, that duo, was just like a hair off, just a hair off whenever they were in trouble, when Clan was in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm sure they called it out, but it was just a hair off. But NA Ult Management is doing
Poor Clan
such a
Tag
great
could
job
not catch a break from the walls of Legit's hammer either.
Yeah, and
Their
Filthy, can we talk about Filthy, bruh? Oh
Filthy
my gosh,
with 2
great
ult
job
eats there.
bruh. As a diva main, like, that was beautiful, gorgeous, everything you could want and more. Like, all of those eats, it wasn't just 1 ult, it was 2 ults, and they were like so
big
critical.
Well, it was a Graviton and a Blizzard, right?
Gosh, dude, talk
Both
about
of those can swing the tide of a fight immediately.
But for the maze that we saw on both of those teams on the different rounds, they were doing such a great job, honestly. So proud. Oh my gosh, but Lady of Siren was doing a great job on the support line, and I don't usually focus on support, but Lady of Siren was doing such an amazing job with that balance that you need with Moira, and it was beautiful. So, huge shout out. Great job for both of these teams. I can't even highlight anything in specific, really. It was just great synergy for both of these teams and everything. And we see these swaps come in for basically throwing, with they're swapping out Clan for main tank. Oh, Clan is on the DPS line now? Cool. Alright, well, let's see it.
One more swap coming through. It'll be Cypher for Rapid Duck.
Oh.
Oh, I just did that.
Yes, main tank on support. I like it.
And because I'm obsessive, I have to put them in the order, too. They can't just be in the correct role. It has to be in the same order that they sent me the players in.
Alright, let's double check this math.
Looks like we'll be getting the swaps from NA Alt Management here in just a moment. We'll go on ahead and set up this next map while we wait.
Okay.
So next we head to Hollywood.
Oh, and I didn't even realize Gamer's Blood pretty much been killing the Echo game in freaking this competitive season. Can I speak? Gosh. Oh wow. And Genji looks like he constantly plays. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Is Gamer's Blood gonna be playing tank line?
Yes.
I almost had an anxiety attack.
Alright, so the swaps for NA Alt Management seem to be minimal, just one support coming out. Buttweiser will be leaving for Big.
I just feel like stream should know I failed math in high school, so bear with me while I do my math. Goodness gracious. Okay. Wait. Gosh, darn it. Okay. One more SR. yeah, we're good. Sorry, that took me forever.
Welcome to Hollywood. Initiating match.
Good old Hollywood. Probably my least favorite hybrid map.
What? Why? Hollywood is so nice.
I'm just not a fan.
It's Hollywood. What do you mean? You don't have dreams of being in Hollywood?
No.
Gosh.
Ready.
Chat, get on his head.
Come on.
Ooh, on the side of NA ult, you see
I see what NA ult's running, though I would expect it a lot more on defense than attack.
I don't know, man. I'm not on their heads. I'm not on their heads. I believe in them. They'll do great. And then I also believe in Gamer's Blood on tank line for basically throwing, and then Lady of Siren on Lucio. We have the Mercy, Bub on Ashe, Plan on Junk, and main tank on Ryan. I'm excited. I believe Ashe is gonna
One.
basically beat down any Bastion that you see, but hopefully you have big on Baptiste to avoid Bastion dying.
Lee Ratty here just throwing icicles in, trying to break shields with a lucky pick. That's a decent starter's pick. Even if you get res though, you lost legits. I would assume that's probably the core of your plan, and then main tank came with a pick on the Lee Ratty.
They're getting aggressive here
They've
for that.
immediately shut down this push.
Oof.
Okay, so looks like NA ult management has decided that obviously a main push won't work, so they're gonna try the building.
They see them. They see them, right?
No, they don't. Now they do.
Now they see them.
They waited a very long time to come out of there. That's a
Good
really
dynamite.
big dynamite. Finding 5 out of 6 players. They get the high ground rotation they were looking for, though.
Oh, there goes main tank.
Main tank tried to find a quick pin
Knocks
kill,
down
but
the
not gonna find
Orisa.
it. Yeah, does manage to knock down Filthy Reindeer. That means there's not gonna be as much shield up there as they'd like for that Bastion to have. Now Kappa is just trying to body block until there's the next shield.
Oh,
If this
no,
Riptire comes up
I
big, but there's a
feel
field up there. They're waiting on the field to expire. It will expire before that Riptire does. Unfortunately, Kappa's able to get a kill onto it. Not even with a fire strike either, just a hammer strike. Bastion able to find their way back up here. Gonna plop down on this table and start raining down again. However,
This is
it
such
looks
a
like
crazy
basically
push.
throwing has just found themselves an angle where they can't be attacked by the Bastion. And here it is. NA gonna finally be forced down here to fight. This Squirmitic Flux finds
There
3
we
members.
go.
Cryostasis is gonna keep May alive though. And Bubside able to find a pick on the Kappa. That's gonna be huge. That's a primary shield gone. And then you see Gamer's Blood and Clan Tag just push up past the Amp Matrix to kill the Bastion off.
That was
Poor
unfortunate.
May over here.
for
Just the
legit.
last thing alive.
Run! That was unfortunate for the, oh, legit, yeah. Instantly gonna swap to Genji, it's not working anymore.
You tried it, you had a really good setup, and I think basically throwing had a really good response to it. It's a good idea to go ahead and just swap off. I like the swap. Here comes Clan Tag with a
There's
Riptire.
that
What's it gonna find, if
fire.
anything? They're just gonna use Fear Factor for a moment here. Really good
Oh,
shutdown from Filthy
wow.
Reindeer, though.
That's twice now, right?
Yeah, they're not getting anything with these Riptires. And NA ult management doing a great job of shutting them down. But Bubside's doing an even better job of shutting them down. A triple dynamite kill. They all just grouped up in this little room for Bubside to just go to town on them.
That. But both of those shatters on both teams got blocked for
I-
Kappa and main tank.
I saw
That was
both of them
such
go
a
off.
crazy
I just
play.
didn't see them get blocked. I just noticed that they got an unusually low amount of things in them.
Gosh, both of these tanks are like going up against each other, but they're both like in each other's heads. It's great.
Legit's able to get a pick on the upset. It's a trade. Both long distance DPS are gone. Now it's just Junkrats on both sides. Beat being invested here, and now Flux being used, finding two. No Zarya bubbles anymore. Filthy Reindeer getting the healing they need for the Coalescence and the healing. Can attack with a third Riptire. Does manage to get a Lucio this time.
Huge, huge. That's one of their
Filthy Reindeer sneaking around behind, able to get the touch here. Bob being tossed on the point. That's going to be a lot of damage in a really good position. However, Rob is not contesting. Should NA be able to flip this fight? Club's not able to find the pick with the Bob. It's looking like a full hold is in order here.
They're both supports on point right now. Okay.
This Lucio stalls out from a decent amount of time. Shatter gets used here just to stop the ball, but the pin misses. Therefore, 300 damage being lost, but this trap does work.
But you still
and
have,
the Lucio
oh my gosh,
no!
unfortunate. C9. Oh no.
It's
that overtime timer just was too fast.
If you're riding, because Lucio was on the wall there, but that doesn't count as part of the point. Even though they were low enough to be counted as on, this little sidewalk here does not count as part of the point.
They were doing such a great job, though. On the side of NAL, they were doing such a great job. Not only contesting, but those team fights, they always added a twist to whatever push they were going through. First you saw the Bastion. When the Bastion didn't work, that was an insta swap to Genji. You did this rotation thing. It was great. I appreciated it.
Well, basically Throwing said that they didn't care about the results of map 1. They wanted to show that they were absolutely still here to play, and they've put themselves in a good position here to win. And even if they don't, the worst they can do here is draw, because I do not believe NA ult management was able to get a tick there. No, there's no progress up there. So basically, Throwing have at least secured themselves a draw at the very least.
Off. Yeah, but you saw Bub popping off there. That was great play from them, especially with the dynamite at first, and then you had the dynamite in the room. Great job, Bub. Alright. I always appreciate a good pig.
Good hook already here, bringing Kappa into the danger zone. They get really aggro, but Kappa's able to get the healing they need to back off. Are they going to go for a back rotation, or are they just going to get really aggressive here? Main tank seems to really want to just play this corner and push in on them. Traffic's thrown down, but it's seen. Mooncat able to break it.
There we
go.
Torp
turret's just kind of hanging, trying to detect flanks, and that's exactly what it does. Their Filthy Reindeer's going to go heal for them, but Main Tank able to find a pick on the moon. They're going to charge in. Clan Tag finds Kappa. That's 2 critical members gone for NA ult management. But Filthy Reindeer able to get the pick onto the overextended Main Tank. NA ult management still has the players they need to win this fight, and it looks like they are. Oh, but a late pick on the big here. The Lucio's gone. The respawn advantage will favor. Oh, he gave us one with another great hook! That's both supports gone, and now you have your main tank back. There's no healing coming in for base, or sorry, NA ult management. Tyre coming in, but he gets shut down with the fire strike!
Oh my god.
Riptire coming in from Clan Tag, able to find Legit Hammer, and that is most members gone now. Just the Lucio here, and it gets hooked!
Great job.
And that'll be Hollywood going to basically Throwing.
I mean, I don't know if you saw the strat that they did, basically Throwing did, but you had the main tank, push in through the front, and you had Gamer's Blood sneak in through the back, and I was I was worried, honestly. I thought Gamer's Blood was gonna die instantly, but they were able to split the focus of NA ult on both sides, and you had Diva, I think it was Filthy peel back along with Lee peel back to go get Gamer's Blood, which left Kappa all by themselves, and that was it. That was how they got that. That was great.
And that's just such a tough position to be put in, because you can't just ignore Gamer's Blood, but obviously you can't just ignore the entire team on the corner either. You have to figure out how you're going to get Gamer's Blood to leave your backline alone, and then also while not getting run over by the front line of their team.
There's that risk that you have to run with either getting aggressive on main tank, and then allowing Gamer's Blood to just go ham on your supports and on your backline, basically, or all of you have to focus Gamer's Blood, which leaves the rest of basically throwing to go ahead and go ham on you.
I like that latter option a little bit more, because Gamer's Blood, like, once they use
at least
Breather,
you're together,
that's
right?
it. And that's a deletion of a tank, and you'll come back. But the problem was, NA ult management was not able to secure a tick, so they couldn't give up very much progress, if any at all, to really to actually
really, like,
leave point to fight Gamer's Blood.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. What good options do you have at that point?
Right.
But I think they did a great job either way, trying to balance both Gamer's Blood and main tank on their front line and back line. Unfortunately, it just wasn't enough, and they were basically Throwing was able to get aggressive at the right time, so that was a great push and a great defense.
So we will have Toku coming back in on the tank line here.
Oh.
Be leaving the DPS line alone, and we'll be bringing Duck back in for Lady of Siren.
Oh. That looks like Duck. Let's see what he usually plays. It looks like Duck usually plays Lucio.
Yeah, they were killing it earlier.
So maybe you'll see a Lucio Mercy from this team. This is basically Throwing. You already swapped the names, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Ah, alright. I like it. I like the line up there.
Waiting on the NA ult management lineup, and then we'll have our readies. I should go on ahead and set the next map up, huh?
Maybe. It'll be a good
Next
thing.
up is Hanamura.
Oh. I think Hanamura is always a tricky map if you're defending, because your spawn is so far, and like really like once the attackers get aggressive on you, like really you just need one pick on the main tank and you basically won the map, right?
Right.
Or one point A, I should say. Point B is a lot harder.
So we do have the swaps now from NA ult management. They're actually going to be swapping Lee Ratty to the tank line.
Ooh.
They'll be bringing in Gyro for the DPS line and leaving Legits in, and they're leaving their support line alone.
Okay. Oh wow. I'm so dumb.
What?
I just realized, like, instead of going through their player profiles,
You could have just used the numbers next to the names.
Wow. Oh, chat, roast me. Roast me. I was like, wow, this is crazy. How do casters and commentators do this? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Anubis is sadly next. I love Anubis. I will take Anubis over Hanamura any day.
Who said that? Who said that?
A certain somebody on Stream Team 2.
I think Anubis is trash, and I stand by that statement. I prefer Honestly, I don't know. I don't like Anubis because, again, the same issue I see with Hanamura. It's just the spawn is so far, and like if you're not holding up at that choke, on Temple of Anubis, like, if you're not staggering those kills, you're not giving your teammates enough time, the ones who died, enough time to return. Because at least if you hold that choke, you can stagger the enemy team and pull back whenever you're at low health, which gives your teammates enough time to come back, and you can like do a second push or like a second defense. But
we have both readies.
Let's start.
I saw somebody say something about Horizon Lunar Colony and Paris, and I'm indifferent to Paris. I'm not on the whole, like, delete Paris from the game train. But Horizon Lunar Colony is my second favorite map in the game. I am very sad that it's not in rotation.
You're weird.
Right Come on!
You're weird!
You're the one who married me.
Hey man, I don't regret, but Paris is a horrible game map. I hate it. I hate it. You ever wondered why they're not in our rotation? It's because it's a trash map. I'm just kidding. That's not why.
They're fixing them. Yeah, they're retooling
like to
them.
Believe so.
If they fix HLC or Paris, they come back in the rotation. You're happy. Yay! So just a heads up, the sides have swapped, and now basically throwing is the red team, and NA ult management is the blue team. Anubis better than Rialto? I mean, in my book, Anubis better than, like, almost every map, even
what?
King's Row. King's Row isn't my favorite map. King's Row is not the best map.
King's Row is my favorite
Hot take.
map. It is the
Hot
best
take.
map. But, alright. I like
also,
these picks that we. Oh my god!
I like
what are
this
they doing?
setup from NA ult management.
I like it. I like it. I think it adds a twist. I'll cry if. Oh no!
Oh, the Echo's the only one that's gonna go this way. They're gonna be wondering where they are. They come up from behind, and Gyro gets to pick up the duck immediately.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Wow, that is so mean. They were not expecting that at all.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. That was beautiful. I love it. I love it.
You'll never get away with that ever again, but it definitely wins you the first team fight very effectively. And now look at ult differences.
Moment of history.
NA ult management has gotten such good ult eco out of that because they shut the fight down so quickly. Toku and Cypher are the ones closest to their ults, and they're just over a third of the way. This Ashe was getting high, free reign, but Filthy Reindeer falls down. Obviously, that was not the plan. Shatter goes through, finding 5 members of basically throwing.
Oh my gosh. NA ult management right now is killing the game.
I'm convinced that these teams just play 8,000 times harder after they lose a map because basically throwing was looking so strong on Hollywood, and now NA ult management looks like a new team.
Gosh.
Gyro in the backline here, just peppering the Reinhardt, forcing them back up a little bit. Main tank tosses in Fire Strike, not able to be eaten in time, does get a little bit of ult charge. Bub on this high ground, able to find legits. Filthy Reindeer able to chase them off, but the damage is already done. You've lost one of your DPS. Coalescence being used here to keep the Reinhardt alive. Filthy Reindeer about to get demeched. You can't use Coalescence on both of them due to their positioning, so one of them just has to stay at half health here. I am really surprised basically throwing hasn't pushed in yet. With this bomb, they need to go. They charge the bomb onto the point! And they're able to stay alive. That's a huge play. That bomb should have gotten about 4 people.
That's a big sad from any diva main.
And these DPS are just cleaning up now.
This is such a back and forth game. I've said it like twice. This is such a back and forth game. Best type of games.
And Bubsud is far forward looking for a very early pick here. Doesn't look like...
can you blame him?
No, not at all. But it doesn't look like NA wants to give them any of those. Trying to get the dynamite on the gyro there, but not able to find it. Clantek has decided, I want to go main, so that's what they're doing. Now the rest of the team will be joining them. Clantek is on an interesting rotation here. Using Tire from below. Gonna climb up here. Are they gonna be able to get the tank? They do. They finally ready immediately. This Torbjorn, though, making it so that they can't cross over. Doesn't matter. The team's already here. Main tank game able to find Gyro. They have completely taken over the point.
Wow. What a
NA ult management was really split up when they came in, so they just kind of picked them off as they tried to contest. That was a perfectly timed drop from main tank. It unfortunately allowed their team to get shattered. That shield was only down for like a quarter second. Is this enough for NA ult management to get in here and retake this point? Still 3 members of basically throwing still alive here. And Duck falls, now Toku falls, and they're trying to focus fire down main tank aim. That's all that's left here on this point. And they finally burst him down. Man, if you're main tank aim, you're probably
immediately
beating yourself up over that shatter. Which, as a fellow Rhine player, I say, don't sweat it, bud. It happens. And it feels bad when it happens. But it'll be okay, because your team got 80.3% on your first push.
I like this swap.
And ult management gonna use Gyro to come down here and use Blossom. That splits the team up a little bit. Clantek able to get a kill with Total Mayhem. And a nice hook here, pulling main tank or Lee Ratty into the fight.
Yep, and you're gonna see them get aggro here.
Really good recognition here. I'm first person with Reindeer. They immediately went after Bubsud after hearing one shot from them.
There's that Tire going through.
Tire's coming through. It's gonna find Lee Ratty.
It's such a split team fight right now.
But the respawn advantage will likely start going the way of NA ult management again. Big able to get a pick on the Tokushu. The res comes through though. And Shatter comes in. Main tank game gonna come right back in here and take out Gyro immediately. Things starting to go in favor of, well, now it's swinging back in favor of basically throwing. Bob gets tossed in here. Clantek finds another pick. Shatter tried to be used there but doesn't go off. They kill him before it can happen. Mooncat able to touch with just a few seconds left on the clock.
There it is. That was a great hold though, to be honest. It was a great hold. I didn't expect them to regain the point at all. Once you had those 2 full ticks and you were like a millimeter away from that.
The shatter from Lee Ratty turned that whole entire fight on its head for basically throwing.
Yeah. Good job. I mean, my nerves would be out the roof if I was Lee Ratty. I'd be like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Well, all I want to see is basically throwing do the exact same thing that NA ult management did.
Yeah, you see Opara.
Yep. I swear, every time you commentate, you get at least one farmer seed.
It's cause Overwatch Oasis loves me. All the teams. I'm sad. I'm sad right as I say that. That's what I get. Honestly, that's what I get from letting my head go so big. Oh my god. It's fine. It's fine. This always happens. But
this
I like
is one of the original
running.
variants of the double shield composition when it was first, like, becoming a thing. You don't see this composition be run too often anymore with the Reaper and the Mei alongside the Orisa and Sigma. You'll usually see longer range heroes be paired with them.
I mean,
because of that, Legit's Hammer is your best counter to Bubsud on the Ashe, and Mei versus Ashe, I mean, you can do it, but it's not reliable. And this Mei wall able to cut off Tokushu, but Tokushu makes it back to their team safely. However, the Mei wall has allowed NA ult management to get in here and start fighting on point, but that's a really good pick from main tank on the gyro. Very minimal risk too, and now they're just gonna start getting aggressive and pushing out here. Filthy Reindeer a bit slow on the retreat. Are they gonna be able to pick them off? Most certainly, I would assume. Yeah, and there's the pick. Able to get a rock off on the main tank before they leave though. Bubsud just gonna sit up here on this high ground, punish anybody who tries to come through this.
You have a chaos comp.
That you do.
You have the Pharah back. Yay! I love seeing chaos comps in action. There we go. They're starting to push in. And you have this hold from basically.
And they've already split in about 4 different directions. So now you see NA ult manage, or sorry, basically throwing, paying attention to every angle of this objective because they don't know where the majority of the team is going to come in from. However, Bubsud able to get an early pick on the Mooncat. That's going to make the Pharah have to play way more passively. But now the rest of the team is going to start coming in while they're looking for said Pharah. Lee Ratty able to get a pick on the Rapid Duck. Looking for the pick on the Cypher. They're forced to use Valkyrie here. Cypher only at 1 HP. Able to get this res off though. That is huge. Riptire coming in. Gonna find Lee Ratty.
That's unfortunate. I mean,
absolutely. Oh no!
With basically throwing.
I watched their Sombra accidentally, Gyro accidentally walked off the map, but fortunately had a translocator placed elsewhere.
But you see basically throwing, just holding on the point, which is not giving Pharah any sort of advantage inside of this building.
So, if you're NA ult management right now, I think you would want to try and dry push here, unless you can just get an opening pick on the clan tag. You cannot let that get rezzed up, which it is happening right now. But they're able to get the D.Va and the Lucio on the point here, and Tokushu firing at the ball, forcing them off, and the boop kill on the Filthy. And another boop kill on the Big!
Do it again.
And unfortunately, you're down to about 1 minute and 10 seconds left here, and like basically throwing, still sitting on a lot of ultimates here. Granted,
I mean,
a lot of ultimates are about to come online for NA ult management, so I think that this is just going to come down to which team can throw the most triangles efficiently.
Right. I mean, you basically have most of your ults for NA ult, and
yeah,
same thing, you have most of your ults for basically throwing. It just depends who gets the first pick.
You'll build 2 of those ults in the next team fight. It's the Bob that's questionable as to whether or not they'll be up in time.
Yeah.
Lee using mines here. That's dangerous. It's gonna find Cypher. Shatter being invested as a countermeasurement though, and Legit's gonna use the barrage, able to get main tank game out. That's your main healer and your main tank on. Riptire coming in here. Is he gonna find anything? It needs to be Big. It's gonna get the D-Mech here, but Big kills clan tag in the process. NA ult management are on their way back, or sorry, basically throwing on their way back. They want to win this here on point A. The ball gets hacked here. Graviton finding a lot of members. Is it going to be enough though? Not able to get any kills out of it really. Toku able to get the pick on the Big. Bomb being thrown in here. Oh, it barely gets stuck under the bow! They thought they were safe, but their foot was just sticking out a little bit. Filthy Reindeer able to get the pick on the sub. Or Bub. Bob is just having a good time right now. Don't let Bob contest 2020. Jeff, you're my prize.
Nah, Bob can turn some fights around. Wow. That was so nice. I mean, we expected that, right? They held on to so many else for so long. You have to have expected a triangle party.
Yeah, the triangle party was absolutely going to happen. It was just a matter of which team was going to come out on top with it. And Gyro able to get an early pick here, but Tokushu able to say, we're not going to let you have that much of an advantage just yet. And Cypher just completely turns the tables back into their favor. Lee Ratty falls. This Chaos comp, I don't think it's going to work as well on B as it did on A.
But NA ult management is already building up most of their ults, whereas you have basically throwing still under the bus with their ults.
Yeah, your DPS are the closest ones to their ult. Well, sorry I say that, but then I look over and see Toku, 55% grab. Yeah,
I think your best bet here is to start comboing those ults.
If you get one really nice EMP barrage off here, that's probably it. But unfortunately for them, it's really hard to do this because look at how split up basically Throwing's playing right now. It's actually really hard to get a shot with every player in the game in it right now.
And Clan's doing such a great job on focusing really on Gyro.
However, Clan Attack does get overly aggressive there, and now Legits is punishing people for being split up. Here comes a barrage. Are they going to be able to get any kills with it?
No.
Not quite, but they cost Main Tank a lot of his shield resource, and Toku falls.
There's that tick.
And these mines are forcing basically Throwing off the objective. The mines are finally expiring and Main Tank deleting some of them themselves. And now Filthy Reindeer falls. Shadow comes through, only able to find Gyro. The pin's not going to find it though. And now Main Tank's alone in this pit. And in the meantime, Legits is getting picks. A res comes through from Mooncat. They're going to get the Mega back, but they lose Mooncat. That's your healer. They've acknowledged that they can't win this fight anymore. It looks like Filthy Reindeer wants to try and get out, but unfortunately they're going to demech and make the call to leave them alone. That's painful.
That's unfortunate.
They're going to go jump off the map, it looks like. Yep, there they go.
I mean, I would too.
Yeah, I mean 30 seconds left.
30 seconds.
And here's the thing though. NA ult management still has a lot of ults.
Yeah, they do.
They didn't use EMP that fight, they
Throwing.
didn't use Bomb, and they didn't use Barrier, and they're also coming up on Barrage.
Yeah, but basically Throwing can...
Riptire from Clan Tag if this gets almost anything, and you don't want it to get that, and Bub's not able to get the pick of the Legits, they're not going to go up to that Barrage. Beat being invested here, Main Tank Game is going to come down to try and fight this. The Bomb doesn't find anything, unfortunately.
I think it was just a little too early. Not all of the players were anywhere close to the point, or if they were, they hid.
Right. Oh, and that trap was perfect. Mooncat drops right into it, and Main Tank Game able to get the execution done. Shadow comes through, knocking out about a third of these mines. The barrage does come out, but it doesn't find anything. Unfortunately, Bubsud able to shut them down. And now Bob's doing the rest of the work here. That'll be map 3 going to basically Throwing.
I mean, they had that. They have gotten pretty close. I like the strategy that they were going with, to triangle party, but it was just not enough. The defense that we saw for basically Throwing had was just incredible. I mean, for them to even be able to contest that point A for as long as they did.
That's interesting. I see both Gyro and Legits on Doomfist right now.
Double Doomfist. That is the way to go.
Can't even do that. The rules don't let you pick the same hero twice.
Unfortunate though. I think really what went wrong there was just not, how do I say this? I can't speak today. Who was on Pharah? Legit, right? Legit, you should have, I think after point A, that swap should have been ready to go, especially after you saw Bub on Ashe. Just focusing you down. That was unfortunate, but it was such a great. I almost didn't want you. I didn't want you to swap.
I was a little disappointed in the in Gyro
swap.
holding EMP for so long, though. Because I mean, don't think they got to use it. If they did, it didn't really, like that last fight. Unfortunately, didn't really get to.
They EMP bombed.
Okay.
Didn't they?
Yeah, you're right. They did. But unfortunately, by the
EMP
time that bomb
bombed,
had
but
come
it was
out,
too
they had
early.
already lost 2 members of their team.
I mean, honestly, I think it was just too early. I think NA was a little too split at that point, and you had basically throwing just split as well. So you had both of these teams so split, and then basically throwing all had after the EMP bomb, like literally, like I think maybe 10 seconds after, basically throwing had finally grouped up on point. But it was too late for NA ult management since they had already used EMP bomb. I don't think they were running away from EMP bomb, but they were just a little too late.
Right. Basically throwing, they're doing a very good job on these defenses, making it very, very hard for any ult management to get any progress on any objective, really. I mean, they held point A to overtime, if my memory's not that bad. And they were able to
Yeah,
hold
they
B.
did.
Okay. And then on Hollywood, they held point A, like, full hold.
I mean, really, it's literally coming down to like the last ult that can be popped for either of these teams that's coming through that I think we are constantly kind of seeing.
Right.
Really, these two teams are such a good head-to-head team. Like, I have no other words. Like, you're seeing constant, like, performances from each of these members
Right.
at, like, the best times. Like, you have Bub popping off last minute, or, like, you have Legit popping off last minute. You have Gyro popping up with that EMP. They got EMP so fast. I don't know if you noticed, but I was like,
Yeah.
wow, okay. But away from, these damage-filled characters, let's talk about the support. They're doing such a great job.
Yeah,
They're
they
doing such a
are.
great job that they're being focused with these solo ults that we are constantly seeing. Like, on both of these teams, we have Mooncat getting focused. We have Cypher getting focused. Same thing, Tech with Big O Tech. No. There we go. And Rapid Duck. You guys were just... It's just so good. Like, I love the support lines on both of these teams. Like, whatever they're swapping, whether it's NA ult or basically throwing, you can be, like, 100% sure that the support line is just coming out on top for both
It really
of these teams
is.
to keep them up.
Yeah, I mean, we've had moments where I'm pretty sure everybody who's been played this evening has been talked about for making, like, big plays or how well they're doing just consistently. Like, neither of these teams have a shortage of talent anywhere. Like, everybody on their respective role is just popping off. Cypher's been doing really, really well, I mean, Mooncat equally so. Buttweiser had a great performance on Oasis, and Duck has just provided very, very consistent off support this entire match. Lee Ratty, Legits, Clan Tag, Bub, they've all been making practically hero plays all night long on the DPS line. Filthy Reindeer on off tank has, well, been filthy. And main tank and Toku
No,
together
really, though.
have been doing great. Toku's been putting on a clinic for every single tank they've been put on, and main tank is killing it on the main tanks they do play. Kappa and Gyro both, like, Gyro did a great job on DPS last round, and Kappa's been doing great on Reinhardt.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe it's the tier 3 in me, but like I can't get over these highlights that these that these players are giving us. Like, I'm not over Filthy eating those 2 ults. I'm not over Bub with their Ashe. I'm just not over it, like, at all. And then you have, okay, Lee Ratty on tank was A1, and Kappa. Whenever we saw them, it's just beautiful. Like, I have no words. Like, it really is the tier 3 in me. I believe it, because I'm just not used to this ever, and I love it. So do more of it. Thanks. I like how I'm literally like talking and you're just like silent. You're like, yeah.
I mean, I'm listening. I'm letting you speak.
I appreciate it.
I should do the swap all thingy.
Maybe perhaps.
Okay, everybody who got used to NA being blue team and basically throwing being red team, unlearn that, learn what you learned earlier. Alright, we have both ready, so let's get into map 4.
Oh my gosh. I want to see more of those weird rotations. I want to see them. I agree, Change. What a nerd. Not to me though, right?
Initiating
It's Gravity here. You should entertain your thoughts. I agree, Nation. Yeah. Everyone be on my side.
Is there a stream yet where you haven't managed to turn chat against me for no reason at all? Even
like
when you
that.
aren't casting with me, you're in chat causing problems for me.
ready.
It's why you married me, duh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so... on the side of basically throwing, we have main tank on Reinhardt, Gamer's Blood on Sigma, clan tag on Torbjorn. Torbjorn's always fun to see here. Bubset on Ashe, makes sense, they've been destroying on Ashe. And Cypher on Mercy, and Duck on Lucio. Meanwhile, over in the camp of NA ult management, we see Kappa back on Reinhardt, Gyro trying out the Diva. Lee Ratty hasn't picked yet. Legit's Hammer though. Thinking about the Torbjorn, Mooncat on Moira, Buttweiser on Lucio, and Lee Ratty has made up their mind finally, swapping to the Widowmaker. Kappa already at 15%, had a really nice fire strike there, able to cut through a few members of the basically throwing. And now basically throwing forced to drop down, stop this cart from pushing any further forward. They've moved the turret down to the slower ground. 2 turrets in play here. I don't think I've seen both teams mirror the Torbjorn. But they're forcing, basically throwing backwards here, forcing them back down the hill. Rapid Ducto finding a kill on the Buttweiser. And Kappa, both tanks falling low for NA ult management. The main tank really far forward here. They almost were able to punish that. Lee Ratty able to pick up clan tag, but I think the damage is done. Now the Bubset has gotten to pick up the Kappa.
They had pushed that pretty far. So it was probably about that time for basically throwing to push forward again.
Yeah. Legit is up here though, just chilling out on Torb, having a good time. Decided that they wanted their turret up here to harass this Reinhardt while they have the shield up. That is torture. They're gonna take this high ground rotation here. They're gonna drop on top of basically throwing before they get a chance to really pull back here. Although Kappa falls in the middle of their team, gonna get instantly deleted for it, and now Gamer's Blood gonna invest for the Riddick Flux. That's gonna help them a lot, knocking most members of their team down to half health. And now, basically throwing is getting really, really aggressive here. Mooncat did invest Coalescence and get to pick up the clan tag, but it wasn't able to save their team. And Cypher's gonna be there with the res, so they effectively lose nothing. And now, basically throwing, sitting on 4 ultimates still, only having used Gravitic Flux right there. Meanwhile, Mooncat's going to make a swap off of the Moira, head over to the Mercy, and Lee Ratty off of Widowmaker onto Junkrat. That's going to be really hard for them to push back into. Shatter gets used here, able to get the kill on the Mooncat, just instantly deleting them, and Maintain Game charges in with some help from the Torbjorn to get them out.
Go ham on them. Oh no. That's gonna have to be a pullback
Yeah.
for that team there. And we see Clan pop off earlier, so hopefully we see that again.
Shadow gets blocked. NA ult management playing very split apart here. Lee Ratty able to find Clan Tag, pushed up too far, but because of how split they are, Lee Ratty's alone and immediately gets picked off for pushing up and executing on that. The D-Mech comes through on the Gyro, and Gyro's just going to go ahead and reset.
Oh, good thing you have Bomb and Tire coming up for them.
They've forced the Mortality out. They don't have that moving into the fight now, but main tank game really far forward here. Riptire going to get invested. Is it going to be able to find anything?
Oh, wow.
It does. It finds Cypher. And the res comes through on the Veltweiser on Baptiste. Clan Tag able to pick Kappa though, and so far it seems like when they get that pick on the Kappa, they kind of get the team fight to go with them. But they
have respawn advantage here.
Main tank aim falls. That's the first time they've lost a player. They couldn't res back up yet, so, or at least that I've noticed. I'm not all-seeing, and I'm very bad at memory.
I mean, you have to push this forward.
Yeah, you do. Bomb gets thrown here, and it manages to find movement just barely. This flux could be huge for basically throwing if they're not able to shut down the Sigma, and they do get it off, but Kappa finds a pick! This 12-year ult doesn't get the entirety of the hill, unfortunately, for basically throwing, but that's a great thing for NA ult management. They're pushing this cart forward. They're going to get aggro on the spawn door here. Basically, throwing's really split up. The only person able to touch was Rapid Duck, and they delete them off the point immediately, and now there's going to be an issue for basically throwing if NA ult management decides to get really aggressive here. Fortunately, they do respawn with actually 5 members of their team on what would be considered bad spawn though, so it's going to take really the entire team to push up to execute on these stagger picks.
And we see all of these ults on the side of
Window used here.
Coming out with the Molten Core.
They throw the Molten Core through it, but the Molten Core won't actually get amplified by that, despite making the sound effect saying that it does. Shatter being used, it finds a tank line of basically throwing. Gravitic Flux being invested, is it going to pick up anything major? It does get a single pickup, it looks like, but Bubstud able to shut down Kappa. Riptire being used, is it going to find anything? No! Bubstud shuts it down! And then they game with one swing of a hammer, able to find 2 members, and then the next finds the other support, effectively shutting this team fight down.
They're doing such a... Honestly, both of these teams, I know I keep saying both of these teams, but it's so true. They're doing such a great job on ult management, and effectively like using them, like when to save some of them, when to use all of them. It's I like really appreciate it right now.
I will say though that moving into this fight, NA ult management not having a lot of tools of their own to work with, just the self-destruct and the Valkyrie. Meanwhile, basically throwing has Shatter, Molten Core, and Bob to work with. Bomb's going to be invested here. It's going to get blocked pretty well here. Shatter comes through, but it doesn't actually find anything. A good block from Kappa. Now the Molten Core being invested. Valkyrie used here, but it's not going to be enough. Planetag getting the picks. This Molten Core was really, really well placed. It's preventing any members of NA ult management to get to the front line and help them out. Legit's just kind of hanging out, trying to make sure they can touch, but the Dynamite finally gets so I don't think there's going to be anybody here to touch. Never mind, the Valkyrie Mercy does.
Oh my god.
Mooncat gets a res. Is it going to be enough? They're not close to their dragons. If that's what they're banking on, they're not going to have it. Clan Tag with a hammer kill on the Mooncat. Now Gyro's just doing all they can to stay on point and hope for a player with an ult to show up, but unfortunately they're not going to have any game-changing ults here, and that's going to be basically throwing, holding about 72 meters through B, or through the map, sorry.
1. Switching sides. Initiating match.
Initiating match. Give me weird comps. Give them to me. I want them. I want all the weird comps and rotations.
Ready for battle.
Oh, we see this Bastion coming out from Lee Ratty, and we have the double shield going through with that, along with the Baptiste and the Mercy. It's all you could ever wish for as a Bastion. And then you have main tank on Ryan, you have Gamer's Blood on Zarya, Clan on Junk, and Bub on Ashe. And I mean, did you really expect anything else from Bub? They've been bubbing up all night on Ashe. And then you have Cypher on Mercy. Yeah, exactly. And Duck on Lucio. I mean, this support line that we see with Cypher and Duck has been working for them. I mean, they're getting all the healing they need, and everything is perfect for them, especially with Bub popping off every now and then.
Right.
Oh, Gamer Split spot to Hog.
Not a bad pick with this Bastion
you.
if you break that shield. Rapid Duck's just sitting underneath the cart though. The Bastion can't see Rapid Duck
and
pushing
they're
his
gonna
cart.
let him.
They have to. However, it does look like Legits wants to come down here and fight Duck.
Trying to help.
However, Legits is like 1 HP. Able to get the safety though.
Oh no. I mean, but really, Legit gave them all their team all the time they needed to rotate around to get that perfect positioning there.
Right.
However,
basically throwing has been getting cart progress almost this entire time. Main tank immediately deleted.
Oh no,
no shield up, but all you need to do is halt something in front of Lee Ratty's Bastion, it's just gonna be gone. Looks like they've had enough of this Lucio trying to get an angle so that they can't hide from him anymore. Rapid Duck backs up even further. This is one hard frog to kill.
And you have such
the Bastion's getting stuck here in the mini corner. And it finally falls. Riptire being used. What's it gonna find?
It has to be huge.
It's still being used. It's actually in the spawn area. It looks like they were looking for Bastion with it, but never found him. He just stayed in spawn.
Unfortunate.
However, what you did there was you negated Bastion from re-entering the fight. And ult management using a tire of their own, are they going to be able to find anything with it? They aren't, but they clear off most of the point with it. Now basically throwing some main tanking, comes right back in, finding a support right off the bat. This Bastion's set back up though. Not going to be enough though. And now you're in a scary position if you're that Bastion, because your team did not all get good spawn. Only half of them did.
And you're gonna get picked off. Ouch.
Yeah.
That's a good stagger kill though. From
well, that stagger kill's gonna grant them about a third of the way through B for free. Oh, and Bubsud with a great pick before a fight even started, but luckily Mooncat is on Mercy, gonna bring Kappa right back into this, but Lee Ratty already fallen to about a quarter health left. Gonna get topped back off though.
Oh.
Legit's able to get a pick on the Bubsud, but Cypher reses that. Gravitic Flux coming in. Hog uses Breather early.
Here comes the tire.
It's from on top of the ship. The field got broken.
Huge.
It falls too. Bubsud's bomb is also doing some work. All that's left on point here is
DPS line.
Legits and Legit's falls. That'll be Gibraltar going the way of basically throwing as well as the series score final being 3-1, basically throwing.
Play of the game.
But you see a great, I can't say this enough, like such a great DPS duo from basically throwing.
Yeah.
With Clan and Bub, like, whatever you can, whatever okay, can I speak? Whew, whatever clan can't reach, Bub is right there to, you know, pick them off.
Mm-hmm.
The synergy there is just so tingling. I love it.
So now we have the fun part.
Yes.
MVPs.
Ahem, ahem,
Where do you want to
ahem.
start?
Honestly, I don't know. This is gonna be a tough one. You said this was gonna be fun, but this is gonna be so hard because these two teams are so like good.
I say fun
And
with
I
quotation
don't know. I don't say that
marks.
often, right? Okay, let's start with. Actually, no. You start. You start. I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
you have to start.
I feel like I want to give the tank MVP to either main tank aim or filthy reindeer. Main tank aim was just so strong on Reinhardt all evening, and Reinhardt this is such a hard hero to play on this current meta where double shield and dive are so prominent in the meta. But like filthy reindeer, they played an absolutely crazy diva. They were eating every single thing basically was throwing at that team. They were such a good support tank.
They really were. I'm jealous. I'm not gonna lie. I'm jealous because I wish I was that great as diva. But no, I agree. I was gonna say either Gamer's Blood, main tank, or Filthy.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you. I agree with either of those choices. So.
I'm fine with giving it to Filthy Reindeer.
Okay.
So then we move on to the DPS. And everybody on the DPS line did great, but I feel like there's one player that stood out mostly to me, and that was Bubsud.
Agreed.
They just were so strong on Ashe. They weren't even letting... Bubsud was a one-man army. They were just picking off the Pharmacy all by themselves. They didn't need help from Filthy Reindeer when they were in, and they were just picking out the Mercy, then immediately taking out the Pharah. The Dynamites were huge every single time.
Yeah.
They were getting multiple doubles with the Dynamite or assisting in team kills with them. I mean, we saw in Hollywood they even got a 5-man Dynamite that really set them up for a decent hold there.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say I don't think I noticed NA ult even. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they did try to focus Bub, but I didn't. It wasn't apparent enough on my end for me to notice it.
Were given the chance to, because basically Throwing has such a good front line that they had to deal with that at the very least before they could start focusing on the things behind said front line.
I mean, it makes sense. But yeah, I don't know. I just felt like a slight, stronger focus on Bubs would have helped. But honestly, I don't blame them. Main tank and really whatever tank line basically Throwing was throwing at them was so strong that they weren't able to. But yeah, okay, so I agree with you. So we have Filthy Reindeer for tank, and we have DPS goes to Bubs. And for support...
So,
okay, hear me out.
I want to hear what you have to say for this one.
Hear me out. I gushed about all of the support lines that they were running on basically Throwing and NA ult management. Where's this supposed to go? Basically Throwing?
Yes.
Okay. I think...
You had
no,
Cypher.
I can't. I don't know.
You had Cypher, Duck, and Siren.
I was gonna say either Siren, Cypher, or Duck.
Oh, that's their entire support line, so they are definitely options.
Honestly, I think Lady of Siren popped off immensely. But I think Duck popped off as well, especially on that Lucio, getting the picks that they needed, as well as healing. As well as, constantly contesting point.
Hmm.
This is gonna be hard. I need, give me something. Give me something you think. Give me your thoughts.
I mean, for me, I was between Siren and Cypher for two different reasons. Siren just did a really, really good job on Moira between like just maximizing the kit as best as they could.
Mm-hmm.
Doing a really good job of refilling their healing resource and only using the healing resource when they really needed to. And they did a very good job of lining up the coalescence so that they were able to heal multiple members of their team and damage multiple members of the enemy team. So they weren't really giving up the healing aspect of coalescence for damage, but they weren't giving up the damage aspect for healing either. So I was really enjoying watching their Moira play. But Cypher did amazing on Mercy as well. Equally so as good on Mercy as to Siren's Moira, in my opinion.
Okay.
There's just plenty of reses that came through when they shouldn't have that helped the team turn a fight around. And also, like, for the entirety of Gibraltar, they just were not letting their team die. They went a long time before they had to wait on somebody to come back from spawn.
Honestly, I wouldn't be mad at either of these. I don't know. I'm really stuck. They're so good. They're just so good at support. I think we should give it to. I think Lady of Siren should get it since we both agreed on Lady of Siren. I think Cypher did a great job. I agree. I just think Lady of Siren was able to maximize the toolkit that Moira had, as well as really expand basically throwing's space that they had. So I think Lady of Siren.
All right, so. And that settles it for MVPs. Your tank MVP for tonight will be Filthy Reindeer, your DPS MVP is Bubsud, and your support MVP is Lady of Siren. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the match. It was a really, really strong match. I enjoyed commentating it.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Time, for... Oh.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Let's give some honorable mentions, because chat is begging. I think main tank, honorable mention, clan, honorable mention, duck, honorable mention, mooncat, honorable mention. I don't know how many honorable mentions you're supposed to have.
I don't usually...
Just like naming names.
Why don't we just give everybody an honorable mention?
No, really though.
I mean, really though, because both these teams played like crazy good. You heard me say it like near the halfway point of the stream. Just both of these teams had fantastic play. Every single player on their team had a moment where they popped off or made a hero play. And most of the time, these players were doing a really good job of maxing out their heroes' kits.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I think clan tag honorable mention we can agree on. Mooncat honorable mention and duck honorable mention, as well as main tank. Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. All right.
Well, again, I hope everybody enjoyed the stream, enjoyed the games.
Yeah.
Thank you, Time, for joining me. And everybody have a good night.
Oh my god, no, yeah. Good night, guys.